How can I manage anxiety?
There's lots of things that you can do, and anxiety is really something that is really manageable. It's not something that necessarily goes away all of the time because it is important to protect us, but there's loads of things that we can do to help to manage it. And I suppose education and understanding about anxiety is really important in the first instance. So knowing what it is, realising that although it's scary and it can feel horrible and it can be a horrible experience, it's actually not dangerous for us. It's not something that is going to cause us damage. And maybe kind of putting it in that idea of this is just anxiety, recognising that it's not who we are, it's maybe an experience that we have, but it's not necessarily part of us is really important. There's lots of practical ways to manage the physical symptoms. So there's things like relaxation and breathing, grounding techniques. There's loads of different apps, there's different websites that you can find that would help you learn some very practical techniques to cope with the physical symptoms. One of the really important things within anxiety is looking at what is it that we're telling ourselves that is creating this anxiety or this fear that we have. And often we're telling ourselves stories about our ability to cope. We're telling ourselves, I can't cope with this, I can't deal with it. And I suppose it's looking at how helpful is what we're telling ourselves. We need to learn how to be kind to ourselves and to kind of listen to what we're saying to ourselves. And are we saying things to ourselves that we would never say to somebody else? So thinking about what's going on in our heads that's creating the anxiety that we're feeling. It's really important when there's situations that are maybe causing us to feel worried or anxious or scared, is to not avoid them. And to gradually build up our confidence to get back into those situations. Because the more we avoid something that we're scared of, the more we convince ourselves that we can't do it, that it's not possible for us to do it. And actually there's a lot of strength maybe that we have that we can draw on to help us to deal with those situations. So sometimes it's helpful to look at what are the situations where I'm not feeling anxious? What's going on there? What am I telling myself there? And then another really important thing is reaching out and talking to people around us so that people maybe, a lot of people experience anxiety and a lot more people than maybe admit it. So pretty much you could be certain that within a group of friends or a group of family members, there will be people who've experienced it, who understand it, who might have some ideas, might be able to help. And so reaching out and being able to share your experience would be a really helpful thing to do as well.